Hey there YouTube, I just thought I'd do an update. I haven't really been doing a lot of Napoleonic painting the last couple of weeks. I also had to go up to Torquay for a funeral, and also I've now got a cold. It's really affected my painting, plus the fact that I've actually been doing a little bit of painting up some Star Saga stuff for Core Space, because I've got a friend coming over next week, and it gives me the rare opportunity to actually have a two-player game of that. So I haven't really been doing much Napoleonic stuff at all. All I have literally done is I've done a brigade commander for my French to fill in as an artillery brigade commander. I'll give you a closer look at him in a second. And the only other thing I did was really just base. If you remember my British update, I was saying that I wanted to, because I didn't really have a use for the on-foot British officer, I decided to, using the on-foot, the artillery officer here that I created to go with one of my batteries as like an add-on figure. I thought they would make quite a cool little command base if put together. So that's basically what I did. I basically took them off their old bases, remounted them on this, used a little bit of different terrain. This is I can't remember the name of it actually, but it's I think it's called forest cover. So it's meant to be like the ground within like a sort of a foresty area, and I thought these guys could be kind of on the edge of the forest, spotting out potential targets, and the infantry guy is like the liaison to the foot artillery. So basically he's saying, we're moving up, we've got units moving up through there, and we want support over there. So I thought that made quite a good little use of those particular two figures. Eventually, obviously, I'll probably end up getting a mounted version to replace this stand. But for the moment, because obviously artillery doesn't move very fast, having a on-foot brigade commander won't really make too much difference as far as being able to keep up with them goes. So that's that. I was pretty happy with how that turned out, to tell the truth. I also kind of touched up the artillery officer, the British infantry officer, who obviously came in the Waterloo starter set. But I think it works pretty well actually. I always thought he looked a little bit odd on his own because he's not really in a sort of a fighting stance. He's more in a sort of conversation stance. So it kind of goes quite well that he's on a base liaising with the artillery colonel about where to concentrate his fire. So yeah, I was pretty chuffed with how that turned out. And I do quite like this basing. It's I think I actually got this from Warlord a long time ago, and it does come in very handy every now and then because I do think it's quite a nice looking basing material. But that's that, and a little piece of rock there with some moss growing on it, and a couple of grass tufts, of course, and that makes that. So next we've got for the French brigade commander. This is a Warlord guy, again with the slightly almost pony-esque horse in comparison to a lot of all the other horses I have. Decided to go for the one holding the map, assuming he's kind of a fill-in artillery brigade commander, and I went for the sort of marching, trotting along a road on the edge of sort of like a field. So we've got like some raised ground, and then that goes into like the cornfield, and we've got a few like flowers and vegetation and shrubbery and stuff growing along the side of the road there, and of course a few grass tufts. But yeah, I think he turned out okay. Quite a nice figure, just slightly let down by the small horse, but yeah, all the same, quite a nice figure. And obviously this guy will be changed up in the future because he's basically an infantry officer, so but he'll do for now. And of course there's a little close-in of his map, which I think came out quite cool. And that is more or less it. It's an extremely short update. I'm kind of running a little bit dry on Napoleonics again. My plan was to do a unit of British, but I need to return like a bunch of incorrect flags to GMB, and obviously because I can't get to a post office, I've got to wait until basically my sister comes for her to actually get the stamps and actually post it back to them. And she basically hasn't been here. I mean, I've seen her several times, and I've been over to her house, and I've kind of forgotten to take it with me. And I'm sort of in two minds whether to start them or not, because I don't like the idea of finishing the unit and them not having flags. So I'd rather just wait until I get flags. So my Napoleonics might well grind to a halt for maybe even like another month. I don't know for sure. But I'll try and fill in some other videos. I mean, I was trying to film a Battle of a Saga battle report. I decided to set up my gaming table and have a game of Saga because I haven't played it for so long. We're talking like over 2 years. And I thought, oh well, you know, I kind of feel like playing a battle. I managed to the sort of living room table that I put my boards on. It opens up to about sort of almost 6 foot. But for a long time, one side was kind of jamming, so I couldn't actually open up the middle. It didn't really stop you from putting boards on top, but it obviously affected stability. And I actually managed to sort that problem out. So that kind of motivated me to like, you know, I think it's time to do some sort of battle report. And it was a to or fro whether to do, like, you know, have a go at a smaller scale Napoleonic game using Leon's rules, or go for a game of Saga, because I was just kind of, it was kind of grinding at me to have a game. I haven't played for so long. So in the end I decided to have a game of Saga, and I thought, well, at the end I can always just leave the table up and have a Napoleonic game a little bit later. But as I've been sort of playing the actual Saga battle out, I wasn't really happy with the way it was sort of the way it was filming. I mean, I haven't re-watched any of the things I've recorded. I mean, I've done like 4.5 turns worth, or 5.5 turns worth, and I've kind of stopped, and I thought, well, I don't know, I don't feel it's going very well, so I may well give up on it, and I may well you know, perhaps start a Napoleonic report when I thought, well, I finished the game. Maybe I won't bother doing any more camera stuff. Also, another thing is that in the space of this weekend, I've managed to gain a cold, which is not only affecting my voice, but also the more I talk, the sorer my throat gets. And add to that a constantly running nose. It's really starting to. I've only had it for like, I suppose, literally it started kind of last night, and I've only had it for, you know, overnight, and I'm already sick to death of it. Where I'm sort of disabled, I don't generally have much interaction with members of the public and stuff. So I suppose going all the way to Torquay and being around a lot of family and the bit, you know, and the service stations and all that sort of stuff, come in contact with a lot more human beings than I normally do. I was probably vulnerable to catching a cold. But yeah, that's enough of that. That's enough rambling. It's almost a 10-minute video. I'll catch you in the next one. And apologies if nothing Napoleonic comes up for maybe even a month. Or maybe even till after Christmas. But it all depends on if I can get these flags back to GMB, and I might possibly get a British battalion up. So until next time, I'll catch you all later. I've been watching all your videos, and I've also gained a few more subscribers. So thank you to everyone that's subscribed, and I hope you enjoy the content, and I'll catch you all next time. Bye bye.